is your profession!
So right now I'm about to head to the Young LA gym and I'm going to hit a heavy leg day. So I actually feel that a lot of the size that I've grown in the last 6 months has been in my legs, which my coach wouldn't totally appreciate because he wanted to focus me on men's physique at first, but I snuck in a few extra leg days here and there. But I think the big majority of why my legs seem to grow a little bit faster than the rest of my body compared to usual, like you could say, I mean, I don't think any difference in nutrition or even stacks or whatever else you might be taking would make any difference in your leg growth priority over the rest of your body. So what it really does seem to be for me personally has been the new training methodologies that I've had for my leg days. So that includes, well, not so much just includes, but honestly, I think a big leading factor in the leg growth was the hypertrophy days, these like high rep, high time under tension leg days that I've been implementing for my coach's program that I haven't ever really implemented before. Plus, there is some science that shows, quads are primarily slow twitch fibers and tend to respond to more volume than the rest of our body. So you do want to induce a great amount of volume, whether or not it be through reps or sets. It is week 24 of the year-long bulk. So we're 2 weeks from doing half a year. And I couldn't tell you the last time I bulked this long. I don't remember. I think the last time, honestly, was probably not since before COVID, before even I got my pro card at the end of 2019. So it's been a minute. And I mean, I think the bulk has felt like it's been going pretty well because I've never seen myself gain this much in so long. And I love being shredded. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate when you feel like you look your best. But there's just nothing like there's just nothing like training and seeing gains. So the men's physique weight classes were released just this last week, right? And every time I go to the doctor measures me without shoes at 172 centimeters, which is about 5'7.5". So that puts me in the class of up to and including 5'8", above 5'7" and including 5'8". So for the classic physique class, that means the weight cap is 197 pounds. But for the men's physique class, it's now 187 pounds. That is literally only 10 pounds less than the classic physique weight. And if some of those guys on the men's physique stage do not have legs, I don't feel like 10 pounds is a lot. I really don't think it's very, very much. So the men's physique guys are still going to be pretty damn big. So looking at the weight that I weighed in this morning, I was like at 185.8 pounds, right? Pretty cool to see that I feel still fairly lean at 185. I feel like I was like, last time I remember I looked this leanish, I was like maybe 176. So I have one more half of a year that I would like to put on at least 5 to 10 pounds. because otherwise, unless my coach has some fucking magnificent secret stack to grow into the show, then I'm going to be severely underweight. So I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do everything in my power to make this happen this next 6 months, which I'm super excited about because it's been a fun process. I don't like seeing myself feel not my best and not my most aesthetic. I really don't, because I hold myself to high standards, and I know you guys do too. I know you guys do. But there's no other way for us to grow, right? And we want to do big things. So I think right now, my friend Melody just texted me I saved a bee from a Sprite bottle. She and I have this like little inside joke. We always call her a bee petter because she like took these pictures and sent it to us one day and said she's petting bees. I'm like, why are you so fucking weird, Melody? You're petting bees. So that's the current plan. But if I'm gaining a lot of size more than expected and my coach likes my shape and likes how it looks, and we can agree that this is a path that we both want to take, then I will work my fucking ass off to gain 10 pounds and focus on my legs to make weight for Classic. By the way, I just uploaded the new podcast with Mark Bell, who is in the top 10 of all-time powerlifters with a total of 2,628 pounds. Fucking crazy. This guy is an absolute legend. He's like the owner of the Slingshot, Super Training Gym, all these things. Has been around in the industry for forever. And the coolest thing about the podcast is he talked about his like whole life up to that point, gaining all that mass and weight in order to become one of the strongest powerlifters alive, including his diet and his stack and whatever else he was doing. So very, very transparent of him. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, I really think this is a really, really good podcast to just plop up and listen in the background as you're doing some work or like driving somewhere. I want to someday get to like 5 plates. I want to rep 5 plates for 8 reps at one point. So now that my hips are back and my shoulders are back and I can bench press and squat again, and after this like shit injury for like 6 years, I think I can get there. No, I know I can get there. Gotta change up that mentality, bro. It's all about that mentality. We're gonna fucking get there, boys. And if anyone ever makes you feel fucking small, you look at them and you're like, just wait. I'm gonna fucking be there and I'm gonna be better. Better. Actually, honestly, this is probably the other big contributing factor to my leg gains. But I've only been doing 25 micrograms every, like twice a week, which I've been told is very, very low because there's bodybuilders that have been doing 50 to 100 micrograms like 5 times a week, maybe. So, I mean, I still think it's going to make I still personally think that this is going to make a big difference, but this is what I've been getting from Transcend HRT, luckily. So it's pharmaceutical grade. So if you're interested, then the link is below in the description, of course. And it's going to pull up, that link is going to pull up like a sign up sheet that has my name on it as well. So obviously you're going to be you're going to notify them that you're referred by me. So this is, whatever you get from them is going to get me like a 10% commission or something. The reason I do like it is because they say IGF-1 LR3 can work localized. I think they've said that IGF-1 DES is probably more likely to work localized, but either way, IGF-1 in general seems to be something that will work a little bit more localized than other things, which means like you can inject it in that actual muscle group and potentially increase the hypertrophy of that specific muscle group. So people like to work it and inject it into the areas that they're trying to improve or they're trying to work on. So if you are trying to improve your quad or your calves, for example, you could technically not inject that on any other day except for your calf workout days, whether it be once or twice a week that you're doing calves, and supposedly it'll help bring your calves up to proportion that you want. So that's kind of cool. One of the big reasons I'm using it though is just IGF-1 is also really good for healing, and I think one of the big reasons why I have been able to recover a lot from my shoulder and hip injuries is one, physical therapy, of course, just like recovery. I think that's number one. There's nothing that's going to surpass that, but I do think BPC, IGF-1, and testosterone has been helping, which would make sense because BPC is a healing peptide. That's all it's really for. And then IGF-1 and growth hormones are also going to help with some of your healing potential. Yeah, look at that shit. He literally looks like a little fucking bok choy.
I'm gonna just start off by rolling off with this weird ass contraption with spikes on it. I actually need to do this a lot more often. Doing some mobility and dynamic stretches, as well as some rolling out before I'm actually doing a leg day. I've been good at doing it like 75% of the time, but I feel like there's like a good 25% of the time that I just don't. Fuck. I'm kind of embarrassed about this, but I did not. It's been 3 hours since I had protein, so I just ran late to the gym today, so I should be having protein right now. And I should have had my gym session 2 hours ago. But it is what it is, so I'm gonna smack this barbells bar. It's not really recommended to eat right before you work out, like immediately before you work out, especially if it's like protein, a lot of protein and fats, but I would rather have my protein in than not eat it at all, just to have a little bit more of a clear gut during my workout. I already took a little bit of Enraged on my way here, so my heart is caffeinated as fuck. And I'm gonna take 3 pills of Magnify because I already took that Cialis this morning. I feel like if I take a full 6 pills of Magnify with Cialis, I feel like my, I feel like my is gonna explode. I personally like taking the pump serum after the Enraged. I like taking the Enraged, like the caffeine and stimulant, beforehand on my way to the gym, so I start feeling ready to go by the time I get here. But the pump, I don't like to have it running through myself, like while I'm warming up. I like to feel it kick in as I start hitting my first exercise. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing leg swings a little bit too hard, because then I can feel my spine snapping out of place. It sounds a little weird, huh? Okay. So, for leg day, I'm actually starting with hamstrings. Pre-exhausting hamstrings. I'm not just going to warm up with hamstrings, but I'm actually going to hit half of my sets of hamstrings first, and then proceed to squats afterwards. That way, hamstrings, which is kind of hard for me personally to bring up, plus if you do legs and you do a lot of like quad dominant things, sometimes for some people it can be harder for them to bring up their hamstrings. So doing hamstrings first is honestly a big benefit. So I'm just gonna warm up with hamstrings for 2 warm-up sets first before I start the working sets. My coach wants me to do 3. Whee! So another reason I like to warm these up first and do half of my sets prior to squats is because I like to warm up my hamstrings, at least even get them like a nice juicy pump before I hit actual hard main compounds like squats. That way I can warm up my hips. This is something that John Meadows was also an advocate for. So I've been utilizing this for quite a while, and I prefer it, but like myself. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do it whenever you're in a rush to get to the gym and you don't want to warm up fully, but like if there's anything I learned the reason that I have all these injuries is because I never warmed up enough. So I like to implement stretch mediated hypertrophy, which is when you're putting your muscle at the most lengthened position, then you induce the most hypertrophy by going on a hamstring seated machine like this. And if you aren't focused on simply lifting the most weight, then you will actually help yourself induce a little bit more hypertrophy by leaning forward and grabbing the front of the hamstring curl machine to give yourself a full stretch as you're doing the exercise. So I prefer to do the seated machine all the time rather than like the lying hamstring curl machine, because in the lying hamstring curl machine, there's no way that you can grab the front of the machine to give yourself this stretch. Set number 3. Forgot to say, for this workout, I'm doing 10 to 12 reps. I'm gonna do 5 sets of hamstrings first. I'll do 4 sets of hamstrings later. Ooh. I have a timer set for every 2 minutes for rest. This is set number 4. So before squats, I like to do some max effort jumps, just about 10 jumps. I'm really tired though, shit. I'm gonna place these a little bit higher because last time I forgot to do this, I broke my leg. I wish I could squat without these, but I have some knee problems. Oh yeah. I don't understand how some people are able to squat without these, to be honest. Like, what are you made of to make your knees steel like that? So in my program for the leg day, I'm doing 8 to 12 reps of medium stance high bar squat, but I'm gonna throw on a 25 on here. I'm gonna go for 3, maybe go for 4 reps. I haven't really done strength in a while, so this is the first time I've been doing anything less than like 6 rep sets. Sorry, my music was playing.
Come on now. Yeah. Hell yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
I got no more brain cells left. So the next exercise is going to be feet together hack squat. This is going to be 3 to 4 seconds of eccentric that I'm doing, which is going to be a lot harder than the last one, because the last squat exercise I just went as hard as I could while blowing my brains out. But this shit I actually have to hold, which is really fucking painful. Well, 4 sets. Shit. Fuck. Oh. 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 That was good for the last set though. I didn't hit it. I didn't hit 10 reps. Leg exercise is leg extensions, but I'm implementing stretch mediated hypertrophy again, stretch mediated, and basically I'm putting this this back seat as far back as possible so I can try to straighten out my body and do a full hip extension. That way my quads are fully stretched, in hopes of, according to the scientific papers, inducing more hypertrophy. So I guess we're doing 10 to 12 reps, about 3 to 4 sets. I say 3 because I'm fucking tired. And my coach has me doing a lot of sets for presses, especially on such a heavy day. I feel like this is a bit much. And then after this, I'm gonna end with hamstrings. I should be doing RDLs. Last exercise, we're doing hamstrings. Hamstring curl, because my fucking back is fried from those squats, so I ain't doing no RDLs right now. It would be good though. I think RDLs are something I really need to implement a lot more, but I'm gonna do that another time. So I'm just gonna do stretch mediated hypertrophy again. Try to hug this thing. Hey, fuck. You know, I tell people I'm tired when my hair looks like a palm tree. problem that I don't like about like these heavy leg days is I end up being in the gym for like 3 hours, which I think is kind of fucking ridiculous. But I was just talking about Larry. I was talking to Larry down Not Reels. That powerlifting takes like 4 hours anyways. So honestly, in the grand scheme of things, if I want to be strong, it's not that big of a deal. How's it going, bro? I fucking lost the contact. This is why I wear my glasses sometimes. It's actually easier to wear it in the gym sometimes because I'm wearing my contact and the sweat gets my fucking eye, and I'd rub that shit off and I fucking lose my contact permanently, and then I have one eye for the rest of my gym sesh. Calves I'm gonna pair with like shoulders on another day, and then that way I can just go home and eat some fucking protein. I'm gonna eat some protein, base it out, and thank y'all for watching fucking shit. I don't even know what to say right now, bro. But all the belts, the gear, shorts, socks I get from Young LA, and they don't have a new drop that they told us is coming out recently. The only thing I know is that Black Friday is gonna come when Black Friday fucking comes as normally. So that'll be at like the end of November. I'm not sure when, cause I'm dumb. But yeah, of course, code Nile for a 50% discount. I will also get commission off of that. So that always helps me eat my meals, feed myself, live, and make my videos. And Huge Supplements also discount Nile for that 10% off, because that also helps give me some commission as well. And that's the supplements I take, like this stuff. You don't have to, of course. If you have other supplements, then those are going to be probably just as good. All supplements are really just the same. I mean, actually, that's not true. I'd say Huge and Gorilla, mine probably have slightly better formulations, especially for pre-workouts, than some other old brands do. But anyways, either ways, it still helps. So love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you guys could only have your fingers as wieners or your wiener as a finger, what would it be? Peace.